Warning, this video may contain graphic content such as sexual scenes, violence, gore, boobies, and the rest of the fun stuff. Unfortunately, YouTube won't allow that, so we'll try what we can. Please be over 18 to view this video, and don't say we didn't warn you.
Endlessly searching for an original sin.
Hey guys, welcome back to more Song of Seiya. Like I said, I'm going to see a lot more of these videos. I'm trying to get through this so that I can start a new series. Ryoko pauses for a moment, then grins with self-disdain so maniacal that it strikes Koji like a blow.
あれこれ探って暴き出して、私は鴎外が何をしていたのか知った。彼が関わっていた連中や彼をそそのかした連中も突き止めた。ナタと添い寝するようになったのはその頃からだ。この世の理性ってものがどんなにタガの緩んだ穴だらけの頼りない代物なのか理解するようになったのはね。
Although, as though fleeing from the quiet insanity that he keeps glimpsing in Ryoko, Koji finds himself paging through the loose leaf in his hand. He reads a line at random. The organism, flesh, is not fibrous, but reticulated. Put simply, it is an extremely tough substance that expands and contracts not in one direction, but in all directions. This means that slashing or piercing damage has very little effect, since the flesh can contract in any direction freely, and any wound will be sealed instantly. It's nonsense. What else can it be? If he let himself believe it, then everything else, all the logical rules that define the world, will be rendered meaningless.
じゃあ先生は信じるんですね。
疑う理由なんてとっくの昔に見失ったからね。
Ryoko reaches into her duffel bag again, this time removing a stainless steel thermos that looks like it's able to hold 500 cc's of liquid.
こいつが鞘を倒す切り札だ。調達するのに手間取ったが、多分こいつは敵面に効く。
ついていけません。
Koji snaps, no longer able to disguise his frustration.
鞘が何だろうともうどうでもいいです。俺は文則を終わらせることができればそれでいい。あなたには任せておけません。
そうか。
Now that she's given up on persuading him, her assent is swift and cold. At this moment, Koji's fate has likely ceased to matter to her.
いいだろう。君は先坂文則を仕留めるために全力を尽くすといい。君の邪魔はしないし、君が仕損じた時にはきっちりと私が帳尻を合わせてやる。
Despite the determination in her voice, Koji can't bring himself to trust this paranoid doctor completely.
あなたの持ち合わせている理由で文則を殺せるんですか？
潔癖症なんだよ、私は。ああやって人の世界の拉致外に隠れ住んでいるような奴らが、奴らは寝室のゴキブリだ。枕元でカサコサ這い回る音を無視して眠れるか。見つけ次第殺して駆逐する。そうせずにはいられない。私の精神衛生上の問題だ。
Her reasons are similar to Koji's own. He doesn't want to bring a murderer to justice, nor does he want revenge for Omi and Yo. If he did, he would have left everything to the police. The reason he can't is that the villain is Fuminori. The man he believed was his friend has turned his whole world upside down. Everything and everyone with a part in this madness is to blame, and that includes himself for allowing the betrayal. His self-loathing, his desire to destroy, is what keeps him on his feet.
さあ、それじゃあチェックメイトに駒を進めよう。先坂君を呼び出すといい。
Koji nods, pulls out his cell phone, and calls his friend for what will probably be the last time. The call goes through quickly. Fuminori must have been waiting for it.
待たせたな、文則。こっちの準備は整った。
コウジ、今どこにいる？
Fuminori must have been quite anxious to hear from Koji. His voice is hard and completely emotionless.
お前のすぐ背後とでも言っておこうか。
Koji can't help but smile at Fuminori's disappointment. Perhaps Ryoko's maniacal sadism has rubbed off on him.
で、筑波を解放する決心はついたのか？
ああ、背に腹は変えられない。
He's lying, Koji thinks, remembering the contents of Fuminori's refrigerator. Just what part of Yo did you eat, huh? Did you carve that poor girl up like a pig?
コウジ、お前は集めた資料のすべてを証拠ともども持ってこい。その内容を見て納得できたら、僕らはヨウを引き渡す。
いいだろう。場所は？
まずは応戦の Y 駅まで来い。そこでお前が一人なのを確認してから詳しい場所を教える。
念の言った話だな。
妙な細工はなしだ。45分以内に来い。
Fuminori hangs up without waiting for Koji's response.
俺が単独なのを確認するまで居場所は教えないつもりみたいです。
ただの医大生にしちゃ心得てるな。感心だ。
Ryoko's praise sounds serious, drawing a glare from Koji.
私の車はここに置いていこう。トノ君、君の車のトランクに人一人が入る隙間はあるかい？
大丈夫ですが。正気ですか？映画の見過ぎですよ。
そんじょそこいらの映画よりは危険な冒険なんだよ、これは。
With those bold words, Ryoko grabs her duffel bag and rises from her seat.
で、この店を待ち合わせに選んだのは君だったな。
そうですが、何か？
コーヒーの責任を取れ。
She says and tosses him the check. Even after Koji arrives at Y Station as directed, Fuminori calls him and makes him change locations 3 more times. Koji is beginning to doubt that Fuminori is watching. He might just be using the time to guess when Koji arrives at each station's location. Nevertheless, Koji can't let his guard down. Fuminori might choose any moment to make sure that he's alone. If he makes a mistake and puts Fuminori on alert, Ryoko will lose her chance to take him by surprise. She'll just have to put up with the cramped trunk for a little while longer. After the nature preserve and the dry river bed, the 4th location to which Fuminori sends Koji is in the thick forest at the top of the foothills high above the developed area at their base. His car's GPS shows a road that leads nowhere, but according to Fuminori, there should be an old abandoned sanatorium there. The park and river were empty this late at night, but during the day would likely have considerable traffic. This time, however, his instinct is telling him that it's definitely a place that no one could find, not even by accident. It looks like this is the final stop. Koji drives up the steep incline, soon leaving the residential neighborhood behind. Even though the hands of progress are right at its doorsteps, the development forest is darker than he expected. This looks like a great place to live in secret, or to kill someone and hide a body. Places like this, lost and forgotten, aren't found only in deep jungles and hidden valleys. Holes in the world are everywhere, even in the midst of civilization. A broken-down gatepost suddenly appears in Koji's headlights, like a ghost rising from the darkness. It looks like this is a final stop. He rolls up to the gate and turns off the engine, giving himself to the silence of the forest. His phone starts ringing almost immediately. He doesn't need to check who it's from.
着いたぞ。
ああ、聞こえてた。ようこそ我が新居へ。
Fuminori is nearby, close enough to hear the sound of the engine, A shiver of excitement shoots up Koji's spine.
中に入ってこいよ。ヨウも待ってる。
Fuminori hangs up without another word. After grabbing his new flashlight from the glove compartment and checking that the revolver is still in his pocket, Koji opens the door, making sure to pop the trunk at exactly the same time. Ryoko shouldn't need any more explanation than that. Realizing that the interior roof light will stay on and broadcast that the trunk isn't closed, Koji quickly unscrews the light bulb and then gets out of the car and deliberately slams the driver's door hard. Mountains of trash litter the front yard, forming a serviceable barricade. Koji sees everything from small refrigerators and mopeds to huge chunks of concrete and plaster that must have been abandoned by construction workers. The fact that they could get away with leaving all this stuff behind shows just how remote this place is. Glancing sidelong at the rear of his car, Koji sees no movement inside. The barely open trunk. Ryoko knows what she's doing. She'll probably wait until Fuminori's attention is focused on Koji before making her move. The moon is brighter than usual, allowing Koji to walk through the front yard without tripping on debris. Staying alert, he heads for the building beyond the mountains of trash. Something must have been buried underneath the piles of garbage, because the whole yard is filled with the sharp stink of chemicals. Even the homeless probably wouldn't come to this place. If you need to get out of the wind and rain, there are plenty of shelters more suitable. When he reaches the gap, doorless entrance to the building, Koji glances back the way he came. His car parked at the gate is hidden behind the mountains of trash. Even if Fuminori is watching from inside the sanatorium, he shouldn't be able to see Ryoko crawling out of the trunk. It looks like she'll get her chance to take him by surprise. How many times now has he stood like this, alone in some ominous silent place, far removed from his everyday life, sneaking in deathly quiet houses to find traces of unimaginable happenings has become as normal as going to class. The houses that he explored before were like freshly shed cicada shells, empty and dilapidated, but with traces of the life they had sheltered. This, however, is different. A perfect ruin, its walls and pillars rising from the dark forest like an army of ghosts, with no sign at all that people once lived and worked here. The structure resembles a skeleton more than a shell. Time and the elements have stripped it of its former shape, and now there is only death. Koji has gone as far as he can. This must be the final stop. What will Fuminori's next move be? He must be planning to kill Koji, but how? Just as he's about to turn on his flashlight, Koji reconsiders. If he wanders around with the light on, he'll be broadcasting his exact location. That will give the advantage to Fuminori, who's probably lying in wait for him right now. He holds the light before him in his left hand, with his finger poised on the switch. In his right hand, he raises the revolver, keeping it pointed in the same direction. Now ready to fire when he turns on the light, Koji steps quietly into the dark ruin. It takes a while for his eyes to adjust, but even when they do, he has only moonlight screaming through the empty windows to guide him. Everything appears gray and industrial. However, Fuminori has to deal with the same conditions if he's hiding here. This is a battle of nerves, exhausting and deadly, where the first to make a sound and give away their position will lose. The rooms on both sides of the hallway are all open. Some are even missing their doors. Koji creeps up to each entrance, checks to make sure no one is inside, and carefully proceeds on. The stink that he noticed in the garden has changed. Now it smells more organic, like rotting meat. It's the exact same smell that filled Fuminori's house. The organism's flesh freely expands in a manner that renders piercing damage meaningless. 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 Koji grits his teeth and forces the madman's words out of his head. What good can come of taking them seriously? This isn't the time for such uselessness. Squish. Koji freezes and stares down the hall. It was a wet sound that he had heard just now, like someone dragging their feet through a swamp, and it came from the room at the end of the hall. Something is there. Something is alive. Koji creeps toward the sound, his light and gun at the ready. Squish, squish. Now it sounds like someone squeezing mud through their fingers. As he gets closer, Koji begins to hear breathing. Could it be Fuminori? No, that's impossible. He should be waiting for a chance to ambush Koji, not making careless noise. As he proceeds, the strange sound coming through the cracks in the concrete grows clearer. Before he knows it, he is standing on the threshold. The room is filled with thick, vicious darkness, just like every other room that he passed. There is more than just darkness, however. Something is there. He can hear pain breathing, like that of a wounded animal, and what sounds like sobbing. Sobbing?
誰だ
Koji whispers into the darkness. Now that he's given away his position, he might as well turn on his light. For some reason, however, Koji feels that to do so would have disastrous consequences. Last time I heard her voice on the phone, she was sobbing. The wheezing suddenly stops, and then a whisper comes out of the darkness, though not a human, no. By any measure, it speaks some blasphemous semblance of human words. A nightmarish flash of insight connects the dots in Koji's mind.
つくば
It can't be. Yo doesn't sound like this. She doesn't smell like this. But if it's not Yo, then how does it know his name? Why is it begging him for help? No, it can't be Yo. She's human, not some creature that slithers and hides in the shadows. The thing wriggling closer, his reason cries out, imploring him to switch the light on before it's too late, or to turn and run, if he cannot. But Koji is unable to make either choice. He can only call out in vain to the amorphous shape in the darkness.
つくばなのか直江まさかつくばなのか
Something soft and slimy slides over Koji's toes. Instinct overrides his will, forcing him to turn on his light and shine it at his feet. The white beam reveals everything, the merciless truth that finally shatters Koji's sanity. Terror wipes his mind of all but two words, gun and trigger. His fingers respond with instant obedience. There's an explosion of light and sound, both more intense than he anticipated, and then the destructive forces are swallowed up by the darkness. His ears are still ringing from the bang, but he hears a weak voice coming from the shadows. Koji screams, pulls the trigger again and again, certain salvation can come only from the barrel of his gun. The light and darkness, explosion and silence, they dance before him 3 more times. Koji doesn't even need to aim. The horrible creature is right at his feet, far too close to miss. Ryoko warned him how many bullets were left in the gun, but that information has already been driven from his mind. Even after the cold, heavy gloom wraps itself around him once more, Koji keeps pulling the trigger like a man possessed, paying no heed to the clicking of the empty weapon. His panic-stricken legs suddenly give out, sending him down hard on his backside. Even then, he keeps firing the empty gun. He knows no other way to erase the memory of the thing that he glimpsed in the beam of his flashlight. The light which fell from his hand during the attack is now pointed in a different direction. And though all 4 bullets must have hit their target, they were Koji's last card to play, which leaves him alone in the darkness with no way to defend himself. And just as he realizes this, a massive riding flash rolls over him like a tidal wave. He can no longer even scream as the thing pushes him onto his back. With fear seizing his throat in an iron grip, Koji struggles desperately against the monster as it crawls with his body toward his face. Covering his face with his left hand, he scrabbles wildly along the floor with his right, searching for a way out that doesn't exist. His mind is that of a feral animal, empty of everything but primal terror. And that is why, when his right hand closes around the thing hard at the last moment, he recognizes it distinctly as a weapon. Putting every ounce of strength into his arm, Koji swings the heavy object at the creature on top of him. He hears a thud of a blunt object striking something soft and wet, and then Koji's attacker rolls off him. As soon as he is able to move again, Koji leaps to his feet and grabs his new weapon with both hands, brandishing it like a charm to ward off evil. Only now does he realize that he is holding a rusty steel pipe. The monster is sobbing. With a cry that is part scream, part roar, Koji raises the steel pipe and brings it crashing down on the cowering creature. He hears a wet sound and feels the blood-chilling sensation of its thick, soft flesh absorbing the blow. These combine to evoke an instinctive loathing that wipes his mind of all the urge to destroy. Consumed by the same desperation with which he kept firing the gun, Koji rained blows after blows down on the enemy. After the 10th blow, it stops sobbing. After the 20th blow, it stops moving. And after the 30th blow, begins to feel and sound more and more like he's beating a puddle of viscous liquid. Koji doesn't stop thrashing the creature until he recovers enough of his sense to realize that whatever it might have been before, it is now nothing but a corpse. The pipe in his hand, covered in unidentifiable fluids and filth, suddenly feels unbearably heavy.
君はまだ一番致命的なものまでは見ていない。
Yoko's voice plays back in his head, and at last he knows how merciful her warning was. Now that his eyes are as open as hers, he is able to laugh in contempt at his own foolishness. 20 years of memories in the light of the sun, as if they were indeed precious to him. Then he should have never come to this place. The black flames of despair rise within him, consuming fear and revulsion and pity. Only rage and hate remain. Every cell in his body cries out in vengeance for the blood of the man who poisoned him with truth and tore him from the womb of innocence. And then Koji's slave to hate hears the sound of someone sneaking up behind him. Koji whirls, swinging his pipe with all the force he can muster. His enemy hastily leaps back to avoid the strike. Surprised by his failure to catch Koji off guard, twisted shadows dance in the beam of the light on the floor. Readying his pipe for the next blow, Koji faces off against his second attacker.
Fuminori.
Before this moment, Koji could never have imagined that he would ever speak his friend's name with such hatred.
おいおい、今の一振り、まるっきり手加減抜きかよ。
Even now, Fuminori is smiling, as though the huge axe in his hand is just a sick joke.
参ったな。正直なとこ、お前はもう少し迷うもんだと思ってたんだけど。
迷うだと？俺が貴様に？
Koji sneers too, unable to contain his contempt for the
貴
notion.
様、近江をどうした？筑波に一体何をした？それを考えてもまだ俺が貴様を殺すのに迷うだと？
そいつは言いがかりのつけ方が逆だろ、コウジ。
Komini growls, looking sadly at the pile of dead flesh at Koji's feet.
コウジの分際で僕の世をひどい目に遭わせやがって。世の10倍は痛めつけてから殺してやる。覚悟しろ。
The blade of Fuminori's axe carves a murderous arc through the darkness, glittering menacingly in the faint light coming from the floor. Koji raises his pipe to block the vicious swing. The heavy impact numbs his arms, but his large frame takes the blow without giving any ground. Fuminori presses the attack, delivering a second blow and a third. His axe, designed for chopping down trees, is deadlier and more durable than the piece of pipe Koji found discarded on the floor. Each strike Koji blocks sends chunks of rust flying from his makeshift weapon. He can't win as long as he's on the defense. He needs to create an opportunity to attack.
Come on!
Koji blocks the crushing downward swing and pushes back hard before Fuminori can pull away, throwing him off balance. Fuminori stumbles backward, then plants his feet to steady himself. Taking advantage of his opponent's temporary immobility, Koji delivers a punishing low kick through Fuminori's outer thigh. Fuminori grunts and retreats, swinging his axe wildly to prevent Koji from following up with another attack. Koji, however, does not press his advantage. He just stands where he is, calmly spearing Fuminori with a stare.
お前、喧嘩に慣れてねえな。
Fuminori roars and comes in for another attack, but the damage to his right leg seems to be slowing his swing. Easily blocking the axe with his pipe, Koji waits for Fuminori to exhaust himself. Fuminori delivers blow after blow, howling savagely all the while. What he does not realize, however, is that the situation now favors composure, not brute force. When Fuminori raises his axe high for yet another attack, Koji sees that his movements have grown dull enough. Seizing the opportunity, Koji charges into Fuminori's range and grabs the half of the axe with his left hand. As Fuminori recoils in fear, Koji swings his pipe hard at his enemy's unprotected side. He feels the crunch of ribs breaking. The pain drives Fuminori to his knees. Staring down at Fuminori's defenseless head, Koji, surprised by his own lack of emotion, raises his pipe high to deliver the finishing blow. Which is when something wraps itself around his left ankle. The instant Koji panics at the unexpected sensation, something soft yet strong winds itself around his right leg and drags him to the floor before he can resist. He twists his body and tries to swing the pipe at the unseen enemy behind him, but his right hand, too, is seized by the same flexible force. He wasn't able to feel it through his hands, but now his blood turns to ice. Slimy sensation of the thing wrapped around his uncovered wrist. The monster is still alive. Fuminori says encouragingly, even while kneeling on the floor, his face twisted in pain, he manages a terrible, victorious grin. Seiya. This monster is Seiya. Koji struggles desperately to free his limb from Fuji's slimy grip, but more tentacles wrap over his body, stealing his freedom from Fuji. The horror has already given Koji half mad. imagining the creature's appearance as he practically sank into a mindless panic. His scream is suddenly cut off when slimy tentacles seize his throat. This most deadly tentacle isn't just cutting off his windpipe, it's trying to snap his neck, and it's getting tighter. Koji is certain that this is the end, but just as his vision begins to dim, an explosion brings him back to his senses. With a horrifying inhuman scream, the creature releases Koji and retracts its tentacles. The first thing he sees, after regaining his mobility, is Ryoko running down the hall with a smoking shotgun in one hand and a silver tube in the other.
Sensei!
Ryoko responds by tossing him the tube. Though still lying on the floor, he manages to snatch it out of the air. It's the thermos she showed him in the restaurant, the one she called her secret weapon.
そいつの中身を奴にぶちまけろ
Ryoko shouts at Koji. At the same time, she aims a gun at Fuminori, who's still on his knees 5 paces away. The double-barrel shotgun still has one shot loaded. The monster that attacked Koji is writhing in agony, yet it hasn't yet recovered from Ryoko's shot. But he's already seen that bullets aren't enough to kill these creatures, so now his only chance.
貴様ら何を
Fuminori growls, gritting his teeth against the pain of the broken ribs. Forcing himself to be calm, Koji stands and carefully unscrews the lid of the thermos. There's no question in his mind that something really potent is inside. As soon as it's unsealed, a thick white mist pours out of the thermos, and the surrounding air turns freezing cold. Instantly guessing what's inside, Koji lobs the thermos at the pile of flesh, convulsing on the floor. The thermos sails through the air, spewing like fog, and like a baptismal font, showers its liquid contents upon the hellish creature. Its scream this time is incomprehensible to before. The monster crashes in agony, bathed in white smoke. Its screams are joined by Ryoko's cackling.
どうよマイナス197度だよねえ冷たい熱いざまあないわね
Perhaps the joy of vanquishing her nightmare was worth the last remnants of her sanity. The manic glee blazing in her eyes can only a shattered mind.
貴様貴様ら
Fuminori staggers to his feet, roaring black curses. His rage seems to have drowned out the pain of his broken bones. Ryoko is not one to underestimate the threat posed by his axe. Her mad laughter fades away, leaving only a cold smile as she pulls the trigger. With a short burst of dark flame, Ryoko's gun sputters and dies. Ryoko is not an expert in firearms. It never occurred to her that the shotgun shells are proper storage. And besides, she always expected that any situation where her gun would be necessary would also be the one where she would not survive. Cursing in anger and dismay, Ryoko breaks the shotgun open and awkwardly pulls the dud out. Meanwhile, Fuminori stalks toward her like a vengeful demon, the head of his axe screeching as it drags along the floor. I have to stop him before he tries to charge Fuminori, but only succeeds at sending himself sprawling. One of his shoes is stuck to the floor, frozen by the liquid nitrogen. As Ryoko fumbles in her pocket for a new shell, Fuminori closes the distance and raises his axe in both hands. Koji curses and rips his shoe free from the frozen concrete, but he knows that he'll never make it in time. Ryoko thrusts the new shell into the chamber of the shotgun and snaps it closed, then looks up to find her target. Fuminori is right before her, too close to evade. His axe is ready to come crashing down, with the wind howling in its wake. The sound of bones shattering, tendons snapping, flesh tearing, blend together in a foul harmony. The thick blade enters Ryoko's left shoulder, plowing through her collarbone and shoulder blade, smashing several ribs, and popping her lung like a balloon before stopping at the center of her chest. Her expression frozen in shock by the impact. She sprays a geyser of blood from her mouth. She should have died instantly, but though some imaginable force of will, Ryoko clings to life for a few seconds more. Grinning through the blood-stained lips, she Koji raises his shotgun. Not to the front, but to the side. Beyond the barrel of her gun, wearing 77-degree Kelvin mist like a white cloak of death, is the weakly wiggling Seiya. Fuminori's screams vanish into the roar of the shotgun. The destruction is absolute. The impact of the shotgun pellets obliterate the half of Seiya's body that fell prey to liquid oxygen. The frozen particles of Seiya shatter to the flesh, drifted to the floor like snow. Even the creature's special biology is insufficient to seal a wound of this size. From the opening pour its eternal organs, a tide of liquid slime and fat whose color is far too foul to belong to any living creature. The monster convulses, wailing in a weak, pitiful voice.
Saya.
With his axe still buried in Ryoko's body, Fuminori stares at the dying creature, his expression utterly devoid of emotion. Koji grabs his pipe and prepares to attack Fuminori from behind. He freezes when he sees the emptiness on the face of the man he hated. Fuminori pulls his axe out of Ryoko's corpse and looks at Koji with glazed eyes. There is no recognition in them, nor hatred, nor rage. When Koji meets Fuminori's blank stare, he knows there is nothing left in him to kill. Fuminori grips the axe closer to its head and raises it high, the blade toward his face. Koji doesn't know whether he should interfere, but even if he wanted to, what could he do to stop Fuminori? Fuminori pulls his head back slowly, then drives his face into the blade of the axe like a spring-loaded toy. His skull caves in with a dull, wet sound, and the spray of blood catches Koji in the face. Despite Fuminori's utter lack of hesitation, his first attempted suicide succeeds, only in transforming his face into a harsh of crimson. Fuminori pulls his head back one more time, even slower than before. Then, with every ounce of strength still left in his body, he slams it into the blood-stained axe. The sound of water. The sound is wetter than before. Fuminori's body goes limp, then tumbles face first to the floor. Koji stares at the two mangled corpses for a while. He feels completely left behind, like he can't remember why he's standing in this place, with a steel pipe in his hand. The stale air filling the buildings becomes choked by the stench of blood, and the crimson puddles gradually spread across the snow-covered floor. Yet the tranquility of the scene makes it seem like a painting. A soft, slimy sound breaks the silence. Koji looks at the mortally wounded monster. The creature is on death's door, but even so, it moves slowly, feebly, and drags its broken body through the sea of blood. It's coming for Fuminori. Koji had forgotten his anger, but now it comes surging back in full force.
死ねよ
He growls and stabs the monster with the end of his pipe. It convulses in agony, but keeps crawling toward Fuminori. Koji explodes into a frenzy of rage.
死ねえよもう死んでろよこれ以上文則に使えるんじゃねえよ
I didn't do that. Again and again he smashes the helpless flesh beast with his pipe. Something tells him that if he does not stop here, he will truly have lost. The monster, however, never succumbs. It struggles on to meet the blows until finally it reaches Fuminori's corpse.
触るな文則に触るなてめえは何様だってんだよああ
Koji keeps swinging his fury unabated, even as tears start to flow in his eyes. The monstrous line flies to the end, joining with the blood already covering his face. And the creature extends one thin, drumming tentacle to touch Fuminori's shoulder, and lovingly caresses his blood-stained cheek. And then it stops moving. Even in its final moments, the monster would not let Fuminori go. It died. It died joined with him. At last, Koji knows that the world he loved is gone forever. See you guys next time.